In thousands of older American houses, maybe yours, there is a small door in the wall that doesn't make sense. It's about a foot square, usually near the back door or the side porch, set right into the brick or the siding, sometimes painted over so many times it barely opens anymore. Young families buy these houses and find it and stand there puzzled. Real estate agents get asked about it constantly. The internet is full of people posting pictures of it. What is this little door in my 1938 house? If you're of a certain age, you're already smiling because you know exactly what it is. And you know what used to appear inside it before dawn, cold and sweating and capped in foil, 2 or 3 mornings a week, like the house itself had produced it overnight. It's a milk chute, and the man who filled it quietly, in the dark, while your whole family slept, is one of the most completely vanished figures in American life. Today, the milkman. And fair warning, this one's going to make some of you homesick for a sound. You know the sound. Glass bottles, in a wire basket, jingling up a walk in the dark. Let me set the scene for the younger people, because the whole arrangement sounds made up now. Several mornings a week, before first light, routes often started at 1 or 2 in the morning, a man came to your house and left milk. Fresh milk, in heavy glass bottles, right at the door, or in the chute, or in a little insulated box on the porch. You didn't order it each time. He just knew. He had a book with every family on his route in it. The Hendersons take 3 quarts and a cream, the Kowalskis 2 quarts and butter on Fridays. The new family on Maple is up to 4 quarts because there's another baby. He knew that too, sometimes before the neighbors did. If you wanted to change the order, you left a note in an empty bottle. That was the whole system. A note in a bottle on a porch, and it worked for half a century across an entire country. And the empties went back. Every bottle was washed and refilled and returned over and over for years. There are collectors today with bottles stamped from dairies that closed 60 years ago, bottles that made hundreds of trips. Your grandmother was running a deposit return recycling system decades before anyone used those words, and she'd have been confused why you thought it was clever. Of course the bottles go back. They're the dairy's bottles. Here's the part that stops younger people cold, though. In plenty of neighborhoods, in the cold months, the milkman didn't leave the milk on the porch to freeze. He let himself in. The back door was unlocked. The back door was always unlocked. That's its own lost world. And the milkman stepped into the kitchen, in the dark, in his whites, and put the milk directly into the icebox. And left and locked nothing, because nothing had been locked. Whole streets of America, and a rotating cast of delivery men, milk, ice, bread, eggs, walking in and out of each other's kitchens before dawn, and the only record of it was that breakfast was possible. Try explaining that to a grandchild with a doorbell camera. Go on. I'll wait. Now, the winter mornings. Those of you who lived north of, say, Kansas City, you know what's coming. Milk in that era wasn't homogenized the way it is now. The cream rose. Every bottle had its cream line, that richer top few inches your mother spooned off for coffee, or that you fought your brother for over oatmeal. And on a truly cold morning, if the milk sat in the chute or on the step too long before somebody brought it in, it froze, and freezing milk expands, and it pushed a column of frozen cream straight up out of the bottle. An inch, 2 inches, standing proud with the foil cap sitting on top of it like a little hat. Kids ate it like ice cream. Don't pretend you didn't. Somewhere right now, a 70-year-old watching this can taste it. That frozen cream, standing in the cold on the back step in your school clothes, getting yelled at to bring the milk in, not eat it on the porch. That's not nostalgia for a product. Modern milk is safer and lasts longer, and I'm glad of it. That's nostalgia for a morning, for a world that restocked itself while you slept, carried by a man whose name your whole family knew. And before the man had a truck, he had a horse. This is my favorite part of the whole story. Into the 1940s and even the 50s in some cities, milk was delivered by horse-drawn wagon, and the horses were not transportation. They were co-workers. A milk horse that had worked a route for a few years knew it cold. Every stop, every skip, every corner. The milkman didn't drive him house to house. The milkman grabbed his basket and cut across the lawns, and the horse, on his own, no reins, nobody aboard, walked the wagon up the street and met him at the next stop. Old milkmen talked about their horses the way you'd talk about the best partner you ever had. The horse knew which houses had dogs. The horse knew Mrs. So-and-so was slow to the door on Mondays. There are stories, and every dairy family has one, of substitute drivers who didn't know the route at all and just followed the horse, who did. And then the truck came. Specifically, because this channel names the Divco. The snub-nosed, round-shouldered little delivery truck out of Detroit that became the milk truck. So completely that if you close your eyes and picture a milk truck right now, you're picturing a Divco whether you know it or not. They built them in more or less the same lovable shape, from the 20s clear into the 1980s, the same design running for half a century, which regular viewers of this channel will recognize as the signature of machines from that world. Drivers operated them standing up, door open, hop out, hop in, engineered entirely around a man doing 200 stops before breakfast. Wonderful machine. But the old-timers had one complaint about it, documented in dairy lore from coast to coast, and it's the best sentence in this video. The truck never learned the route. Every stop, every morning, forever, the truck had to be told. The horse had known. Progress is real, and progress drives. But progress does not know you, and I'd argue that one sentence about a milk truck explains about half of what this whole channel is about. The dairies themselves were names you knew like neighbors. Seal Test, Meadow Gold, 100 proud local outfits. Every town had its own, with its name on the bottle and the barn a few miles out of town. And towering above them all, Borden, because Borden had Elsie. Elsie the cow, the smiling jersey with the daisy necklace. If you're under 50, you may just barely know her. If you're over 65, understand that Elsie was, at mid-century, one of the most recognized faces in the United States. Polls at the time put her brand recognition up with presidents. There was a real, live Elsie, a gentle prize jersey who appeared at the 1939 World's Fair and drew crowds that embarrassed the science exhibits. She got fan mail. She toured the country. A cartoon cow selling milk was, for a solid generation of American kids, roughly as famous as it is possible to be. That's how Central Milk was. It had a celebrity. So where did it all go? The numbers tell it fast, and they tell it cold. In the early 1960s, roughly a third of the milk in America still came to the doorstep. By the mid-70s, it was down around 7%. By the 90s, it was a rounding error, a novelty. What happened is everything at once, and you watched it happen. The refrigerator got big and cheap, no more icebox, no more needing milk every other day. The car and the supermarket got universal. Why pay a route man when milk is a lost leader by the gallon at the A&P? The paper carton and the plastic jug beat the glass bottle on cost. The suburbs spread the houses out until a route that once meant 40 stops a mile meant 10. And margins in milk were always thin as the cream line. So when the math broke, it broke fast. No villain. Nobody chose to end it, exactly. A million families each made one sensible little decision, and the sum of all that sense was, one morning, region by region, the bottles just didn't come anymore. Most people can't tell you the year their family stopped. It's like the party lines in our switchboard video. The country doesn't notice losing a thing like this. It only notices, decades later, standing in a hallway, that there's a little door in the wall. And with the route went the man. Because the milkman was never just logistics. He was the first line of a kind of neighborhood watch nobody organized. Route men noticed the papers piling up at an old widow's door, noticed the bottles untouched, knocked, checked, more than once famously found someone fallen and got help. Ask anyone from a dairy family. Every one of them has that story. In hard times, plenty of milkmen carried families on the book longer than the dairy ever knew, because the alternative was children without milk. And the man had seen the children, by name, in their pajamas every morning of their lives. You can't put that on a supermarket shelf. There's no aisle for it. Now the ending, and you know this channel, there's always a small light left on. Home milk delivery never entirely died. A handful of dairies around the country kept their routes running through everything, glass bottles, porch boxes, the whole liturgy, and they'll tell you their customers guard those routes like family silver. And in the spring of 2020, when the world locked its doors, something remarkable happened. Those little dairies got buried in calls. Delivery was suddenly the safest way to get milk, and for a strange year, dairies that had been quaint since the Nixon administration were hiring drivers and capping wait lists. It didn't all stick. Some of it stuck. There are young families today, right now, with a standing order and a porch box, whose grandparents could not be prouder. And the chutes are still there. That's the thing I keep coming back to. All over this country, in Cleveland and Milwaukee and Baltimore and 1,000 towns, those little doors are still in the walls. Painted shut, papered over, hiding behind kitchen cabinets from the remodel of '74. The houses remember, even where the families forgot. So here's your homework, and I mean it both ways. If you've got one of those little doors, or your childhood house did, tell me in the comments. And tell me his name, if you've still got it. Your Milkman. Because everybody's grandmother knew it, and almost nobody wrote it down, and this comment section is as good a place as any in America to fix that. He came in the dark. He knew your family by its breakfast. He locked nothing, because nothing needed locking. And when he stopped coming, nobody marked the day. The little door's still there, though. Go look. If stories like this stay with you, subscribe to The Last Repairman, and I'll bring you the next piece of America that quietly disappeared.